Hello everyone, my name is Darlene Antoinette and welcome back to the Self-Love-Princess podcast. So on this episode, I'm really kind of trying to change the dynamic of my podcast. I want it to be more based around my life because, and I mean I do that anyway, like when I'm talking about different stuff that I've learned through my journey, I'm always putting in like different examples through things in my life. But I wanted to create more of a lifestyle type of content to just kind of help you to understand like what things I am implementing into my life to help me through my self-love journey, what is working for me, and also that's what my life lessons are. My life lessons and what I've learned and what I've begun to practice, and it helps me. It's through my life experiences. So this is going to be a very good story. So my goal is I would love to put out one of these podcast episodes every single day. Every single day. Can I speak for about 15 minutes to y'all? Just to give y'all some of my latest self-love journey, self-care, information that I could give through my life experience. You know, that's all I have. I know it's a quote that says, words doesn't teach, is the life experience that teaches. So you can tell a person the way, but through their life experience, that's when they will, really understand, So let's get started. So of course, like I said at the beginning of the podcast, my name is Darlene Antoinette, and I am 27 years old, and I work a 9-to-5 job. I'm a grad student, and I have a 5-year-old son. And I don't know, just throughout my life, I've been asking for answers of how does this work? This can't be life, or things happening like, is this really how it is? It never resonated with my spirit ever. Like things that make you feel uncomfortable or just doesn't sound right. It just doesn't resonate with my spirit, and I feel like that's a good thing, because it makes you want to ask more. Like, I don't really like how that sounds. You're saying that life is this way, because that's not the experience that I have, had. Or, is it really like that? It's a lot of contradiction. It's a lot of contradiction in what you're saying. Hopefully y'all are following me. But I just learned that you just gotta take one day at a time. Like, you literally just have to take one day at a time. Every moment by moment. The only thing that matters is this here moment, to keep yourself completely here, which is a place of peace. Any place outside of that, whether it's the past, whether it's the future, is a lot of anxiety or, anticipation and, things like that. And those things can be, okay, not the impatience part, but the anticipation. But you just have to learn how to find the peace within everything. So I guess today I wanted to talk about something that just recently happened in my life, and I want to talk about it within my self-love journey, because I believe that everything happens for a reason, and everything is progressively moving towards your desires if you are aware of it. So 5/14/2021, a day before that day, I think it was like, I want to say either the end or the beginning of April. I just know it was in April. Was it in April? Or it could have been like the end of March. Yeah. It was like the end of March, beginning of April. And I decided to go on my own little self-love retreat. Okay, so yeah, that's me going out of town, getting a nice hotel, eating good food, getting massages, all this kind of stuff, getting my nails done and my toes done. Like, just a good time for pampering and to feel good, right? Nobody else but myself. I just did it completely for myself, something I had never done for myself before. And the hotel I went to, very nice hotel, had an amazing experience there by myself the entire time. Didn't ever meet up with nobody or nothing. And that room number was 514. I thought that was interesting, and somehow for me that just resonated. 514. Never heard of the numbers 514 in a way that was, where it resonated or anything. Just 514. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna write down that date, like 514. I'm going to do something big, or what I would consider big for myself. And I recorded a video of myself inside of that hotel, which is currently on YouTube, where I was in that hotel. And I said, cool, I'm going to release that on 514. So I put in my calendar 514, something amazing is going to happen. Something amazing is going to happen on 514. Now also remember, when you're setting forth any type of desires, because when you speak, when you think, how you feel about stuff, you are creating in your reality. So me setting forth an intention of something good happening, setting forth the energy, asking, yes, I desire to have something good happen for me on 514. This number is resonating, it just felt right. So I was like, cool, I recorded a video, boom, I'm gonna release that video on that day. Anybody that's even saw it, but that video was recorded then, uploaded then, and was set on premiere a whole month in advance. And on 514, that video would be released. I didn't understand the significance in it, and I really still don't understand the significance in it. But I thought it was interesting. So anyway, I put out the video. And so on 514, it's just like amazing. Like, yeah, I'm about to put out that video. My first self-love retreat. This is amazing. And then it premieres. It doesn't have a lot of views right here, right now. And that's not even what it's about. It's more so a lot of people haven't seen the video. But it's more so like, I want something else for that day. I know I have a video coming out. What else? And so then that's when I put out my products. And one of my products on and I'll link everything below. This is not a selling podcast, but anyway, I put out one of my products on that day. I don't understand the significance in that day, but something very significant. I'm huge on numbers. I'm into numerology and all that kind of stuff. Probably not even, I ain't even gonna lie, I'm not into numerology. I haven't researched and studied, but what I do know is I love math. I know numbers, and numbers are perfect and they never end. In any direction, it will just keep going and going and going and going and going. And it's just like, okay, numbers are perfect. I understand that. Okay. And so anyway, I put out my product on that day. And so time passed. I put out a video of me and my son playing Uno, right? Me and my son playing Uno, which was a very monumental moment for me, because one of the things that I wanted more so than anything was somebody to play games with. My son was always too little to play games like that. Now he's 5 years old. He completely understands how to play Uno. That's awesome. So it's a video up there. If you look at the time on the video, was not planned at all. I literally recorded the video, and at the end of it, it was at 5:14. I was like, oh, I gotta get this video out now. I don't understand the significance of it, but it's beautiful, right? So I put that out. That was after 5:14. So last Saturday, now mind you, when you set forth an intention for a desire, and even if you put for a exact day, there can sometimes be a delay. That's why you just have to make peace with it. That's what I mean by making peace with everything. Because making peace means just moving on with your life. Like, don't be thinking about it every 2 seconds. When you think about it every 2 seconds, you're really just slowing it down because you're anticipating something. Like, don't do that. Okay? And so I knew that it would be a delay, because when I set forth intentions for things, there have always been delays, and I know that's limited belief to think there will always be a delay. There will not always be a delay. It's just a matter of where your belief system is about the thing that you're asking for. So, last Sunday, today is 5:25. So, last Sunday, I checked my mail. And there was a letter in there. And it was a letter from a dealership. Now, granted, it was probably just a letter of them trying to, get me to buy a car. But the way the letter was set up, it seemed different, right? And the date of the letter that was written was 5:14. And I said, wow. Now that is significant. That's significant. And so now I'm like, okay, 5:14. Should I pursue this? Should I not pursue this? Should I just leave this alone? What is going on? And I was just like, well, you know what? 5:14, this letter is really standing out to me. So I'm just going to go. I'll just go on Monday. Monday come, I call up there and they're just like, yeah, come up here after work. Cool. On my lunch break, I said, you know what? I ain't gonna go. I ain't gonna do that. That's the talking myself out of it. That happened yesterday. Talking myself out of it. And then I got back to work after my lunch break and I said, you know what? The worst thing that I can say is no. And even if I go there and I don't walk away with anything, I know that. Thank you. I know that. I know that it was just a good experience to have. I'm just gonna look at it like that. If I don't walk away with nothing, thank you for the experience, right? I'll get something from it. So I get off of work and I go to the dealership, and Miss Positive Pants, me, is just being very pessimistic about the experience. And they're just like, well, what do you want to do? And I'm just like, honestly, I don't want anything, but y'all sent me something in the mail, so I'm just coming here to see what y'all can do. And I said, but I would like a new car. And I would like to trade. I would like to, And so they just like, okay, we can see what we can do, blah blah blah. And I'm just like, okay. And he was like, oh, I don't really like your attitude about this. It wasn't too bad. Like, I wasn't a complete negative Nancy, but I was just more so like, if you can, you can. If you can't, you can't. I mean, I'm just here because y'all sent me a letter. And I wasn't saying that like y'all need me. I didn't feel that way at all. I felt more so like, this is an opportunity, and I'm okay with either I'm okay with either way. Like, I'm okay if I walk away with one. I'm okay if I don't walk away. That was just me more so like protecting myself, protecting my emotional self, to not be so excited about something and then get let down, because that's happened before, you know. So that was just like my mechanism of me trying to protect myself, right? So, you know, they just like, oh yeah, drive it, and I'm just like, no, I don't want to take it up the street. So you don't want to drive it? No, I've drove something like this before, and I was just like, I'll just drive it around in the parking lot. So, you know, I kind of got a little feel of it. I kind of liked it a little bit, and he was just like, I kind of understand what you're doing right now. And I'm just like, what? And he was like, you don't want to drive it out on the highway because you want to see whether or not you're gonna be able to get it. It's yours. And I'm just like, okay, we'll see. So anyway, they do some more stuff, and he's like, congratulations, Miss Battle, you've been approved. No. And he didn't even come to me like that. He was more so like, I got some bad news and I got some good news. And I'm just like, give me the bad news first. Because in my head, I'm thinking like, okay, go ahead and get the bad over with. Because it's just like, if you give me the good and then give me some bad, you lift me with the bad. No, give me the bad and then uplift me with the good. Like, that's the way I looked at it. So I was like, well, give me the bad first. And he was just like, well, unfortunately, the car that you drove, you ain't gonna be able to get that one. I said, okay. He said, but the good news is you did get approved for a different car. I'm like, okay. So mind you, I'm gonna try to get y'all this whole story. Not too many details because it'll probably go on forever. But he was like, I got another car. So he runs the other car around, and I like that one even better than the one he tried to give me. So I'm just like, okay, you know, drove it around, made sure everything was straight with the car and stuff. But before I even got there, I'm just like, okay, I will understand the car is better when I know that y'all can do something for me today. And so when he let me know that, yeah, I couldn't get you in this one, but we got you in that one. So when he was just like, you know, look at this one, see if you like this one. So I was just like, yeah, like I really liked it. I only drove it around the parking lot because, like I said, I don't want to get too attached to anything that I possibly can't have. Mind you, that's me trying to protect myself, me not having faith in myself, me not feeling worthy enough, feel deserving enough of having something that I know I truly did desire, but it's just trying to protect myself from worst case scenario, right? So, you know, they run everything on that car, everything is good. So then that's when he was just like, you know, you're approved for this one. I was just like, oh my god, I can have it, like this is the car I want, like this is the car I can get. And he just like, yeah. I was like, well, this one's way better, like, you know, way better, and the features and everything like that was so much better. And after I got approved for that one and everything was good with that one, I said, okay, I want to take it on the highway. He was like, oh, so now you want to take it on the highway? And I was like, yeah, because I already know it's mine. And it's like, of course, it's that pit core of you that knows, like, this is mine. I would not be here right now. I would not have been led here if I was not going to walk away from a car or a truck or something. But it's like, well, that's not necessarily true. You could have walked away without a car today, but it could have led into another better experience, or, you know, a conversation that you needed to have. Like, could have been anything. So it's just like, be appreciative of whatever happens in that moment. So anyway, yeah, I got approved for the car. And so now I'm just like, yeah, I want to get on the road. I want to drive it. I want to get out of the car fast. I want all that. You know, I want to make sure the pricing's straight. So before I even got into like trying to drive the car, I'm just like, okay, what the payment's looking like. Like, I know I'm doing this thing completely backwards and probably not the way that you're supposed to do it, but I did it in a way that it felt comfortable for me. And the price was bad, and I'm just like, you're gonna have to bring it down. And then they bring it down a little bit, and I'm just like, all right, Sky, you ready to go? You know, that's my son. Like, okay, I'm about to go. If this is all y'all can do for me, I don't even need a car. You know, I'm completely fine and happy with the car that I got. You know, I can just leave. And he's just like, no, wait a minute. Let's see what we can do for you. And so he came back with a number, and it was better. And that's the number that I went with. Feel like I probably could have got it a little lower, but I'm satisfied with where I am with it. And so I think I did test drive the car. I did take the car out on the highway and all that kind of stuff before I got the major pricing. So the pricing was the last thing. So it was more so like, okay, drive around the parking lot. You like this one? Yes. Okay. Boom. You're approved for it. Okay, great. And then let's go to, now that I know for 100% fact I'm approved for it. Boom. Let's take this shit on the highway. I want to see how this shit drive. Give me the Carfax. And so I get all of that stuff. Everything straight on it. And so then I'm just like, he was like, all right, let me get you, you know, how much it's going to be. And then that's when he lost me. And so when he lost me right there, that's why I was like, all right, it's time to go. And so I kind of was about to get ready to head out maybe like 2 or 3 times until it was at a place where it was more comfortable. And the rest was history, you know. Now, another significance about the story is it's in May. And May is Mental Health Awareness Month. I listen to Joe Budden podcast. He talks about this, and it's also big at my job. So Mental Health Awareness Month, right? And the color is green. So we have all this green. Green is amazing. We pick one day where we all wear green together. Real cute, right? And so now I'm falling in love with the color green. Green everywhere. I want green everything. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize how amazing the color green was. And it's just like, well, so for me, it resonated with me because I was like, well, green is like nature. Well, it is nature. The color of a lot of things in nature. And nature is like so beautiful. It's fresh. Is natural, is growth seeking. Like it's always growing. It's always getting bigger. It's always getting better. It's amazing, right? And then also, what else is green? Money, okay? And so now it's like, wow, like green. And then if you change your mentality about life and know that any and every and all things are in abundance, then you understand nature is abundant because it always is forever growing. You really couldn't ever get rid of nature. It will always be there and it will always be needed, but also and wanted. But also money is the same exact way. It is something that can be given to you in abundance. It's abundance. Like it's always, people always want more of it. They want the growth of it and all that kind of stuff. So green was a huge color. I ended up buying a jacket from Walmart and it was green. Not even like I didn't do it on purpose. Like I just kind of looked up and it was just like, oh wow, I got a green jacket. And then I realized like my last biggest jacket that I had, like my big coat, was green. And it's just like I'm realizing and noticing like all this green around me. I got my little humidifier on and it's green. Like I'm not doing any of this stuff intentionally. Like, oh, this is Mental Health Awareness Month and green. Yeah, I just want everything green. It's just like, no, I'm becoming aware of the amount of green that is around me. I'm sitting here talking to y'all about the color green, but the basis of the story is green was a huge color for May. Well, and also it's still in May, but green is a huge color in May. And the vehicle that I got is green. And usually I like to stick with the blacks and the whites. My last car was white. And so I was just like, you ain't got no black, no white, no gray, nothing. He was like, nope, all I got is no. Let me tell you first. The car that he couldn't get me in, that one was green. And I was like, you ain't got no other colors? He was like, nope, that's all I got. I got green and got red. So I'm just like, I definitely don't want the red one. Because I'm more of a pink girl. But I wanted the green one. And it was just like so symbolic, because just like, wow, I've grown this newfound, interest in the color green. I love green now. Like, I appreciate trees more and grass, and I was going to, a whole bunch of, in the sky type stuff. But, anyway, the car was green. So then when he told me I couldn't get a proof of that one, I got proof of the other one. Guess what? The other one was green. And the vehicle that I got is green. I felt like that was so symbolic, because of like all the lead up to it. The lead up. Like, who knew? So technically what I've gotten from all of this 25-minute podcast that y'all about to get is 514 led me to a new vehicle. 514 led me to a new vehicle. That letter that was dated back on that letter was 514. It was written on 514, sent to me in the mail, and I didn't even know that the mail was there until 523. Today is 525, 524. Yeah, 523. So that is how life works. When you're doing nothing, then just living your life, and it just comes by surprise. And it's not so much a surprise. You're setting forth your intentions of something that you desire, and you're surprised in how it comes, and it's usually never even the way you would have thought. It could be that, it could be better. It could be completely better. I didn't know that 514 was going to lead me to a new car, new vehicle, but I did know that it would lead me to something great. I thought it was going to be something more so towards my career or my business, but you never know how everything works out. That's just a story to just help y'all to explain, to become more aware of your life experience. Like, I live a pretty chill, peaceful life, and the things that happen in my life I think are pretty amazing. And yeah, I guess I can kind of open up the podcast to have these conversations where I can tell y'all about my experiences. I guess you want my experiences because it helps you to understand that it does work. I'm not just words and lip service. Like, these are things that are actually happening in my life. And I feel like one of my biggest things, I wrote this down in my notes today, what is my purpose? Like, what am I trying to accomplish? And I feel like my biggest accomplishment would be for, someone to just actually take the information that I give, or through me talking about my life experience, to help them to understand that the true power does lie within them. Like, it lies within you. It literally lies within you. And when you understand that you hold the power of your own life, you are the main character of your own movie. Like, when you understand it, then what can come against you? You have to get to a place of peace, love, joy, happiness, ease. Chill out, relax, live your life, move on. I did write a script about the experience, but usually when I do my scripts, I don't want it to be, I know that sounds like a burp, that was me talking, like my throat all the way in the back. But I know sometimes when people script, they say, be as detailed as possible. I noticed that when I get detailed as possible, sometimes I get too wrapped up in the specifics, and I know that you can't do that. Okay, you can't do that. You have to just chill out. You just have to let it come, let it come, let it come. When you're looking for it every 2 seconds, is it coming? Is it coming? Where is it? Is that it? Oh, is that a sign? Like, you live your life. Through living your life, you find yourself there, and then you turn around and you look like, wow, I understand it now. I didn't understand the evolution and the growth of what would happen for 514 until I received the vehicle. And that was well after 514. That was what, 524? 524. And one that, I'm really big on synchronicities, but even that night, I have the moon app. I just love the moon because my zodiac sign is a Cancer, and we are considered moon child, and I love the moon, and I do very well at night as far as like productivity. But it said the full moon had just started that day, yesterday, 5:24. The full moon had just started, and it would reach its peak, but whatever. The big thing about it is about full moon. It's about the representation of the moon. So it's like the full moon. Look, I done got y'all into a whole bunch of stuff. I'm about to get ready to end it because it's already 30 minutes. That's what I'm saying. I can talk. But the moon, like say it was a full moon, that's like the completion of something. Okay, so think about how that resonates. At 5:14, I set forth in the desire to have a certain thing, and then I received a significant thing on the full moon. That means that it's a completion of something. And so when something is complete, then a new cycle begins, or it's just more so of an evolution of a different purpose, or your own to something else or something more. And I completely understand now when people say that it's not about getting the thing, it's about the experience to the thing, because once I got the vehicle and I got the thing that I guess I was supposed to get for 5:14, but it's just like I'm happy, but it's just like you're just like, now what? I'm on to the next thing. You will always be on to the next thing. Once you reach one goal, you'll be creating another one. It's always about that. It's always about the evolution of growth. And so with the evolution and growth, you don't really focus too much on that. That's just, okay, I'm setting forth my intentions for this particular thing. But until then, I'm just going to live my life. Until then, I'm just going to go with the good feeling flow. I'm going to do whatever makes me feel happy, something that gives me joy. That's what I'm gonna focus on. So I thought that was a pretty beautiful story, not story, but I guess it would be like a story time. But yeah, that's what's been going on. I guess I want to go ahead and close this podcast out because it has been over 30 minutes. But I just wanted to record this. I'll probably give y'all some more stories or something. I'm gonna try to do a podcast every single day, because quite frankly, it's about my life experiences, and I learn something every single day. So I know I can get up here and say something for 10, 15, 20 minutes. If it's something that I could be able to give you that can help you throughout your day, from here on out, I feel like I've done my job. I don't know if I ever finished that last point about the purpose, but I want other ladies like myself, I want to inspire other ladies like myself to understand the true power actually really does lie within them. It lies within you. And honestly, if that just happens, then I'll be okay. Well, again, I want to thank you for listening to my podcast, the Self-Love Princess podcast, where I give you the latest information that I have for my self-love journey, self-love, self-care, all that good stuff. It's about you. It's literally about you. It's about you. And just because you are getting to a place where it's more so about you, that doesn't mean that you don't care about other people. That doesn't mean that you're selfish. Because guess what? In the whole of you, there are people, there are places, there are things, there are experiences, there are moments, there's your life, and there's abundance of things that make you happy, that make you feel good. And so that also lies within your self-love journey. Thank you.